Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is another Winners Wednesday, and I am happy to be here with you this morning. Wake up, worship, and win. Wake up, worship, and win. This is another day that God has allowed us to see, and I'm just so excited to be here with you on another day. Believing God for His grace, His mercy, His favor to be upon you on today. Excited to share the word of the Lord, the practical tips of God, the devotional, so that we can go forward and we can win on purpose. We can win on purpose. And so I'm excited to be here with you on another day. We're going to allow everybody to get notified and to come on into the room. Good morning. And as you come in, say good morning so that I can recognize you. This system sometimes only says Facebook user. So if I don't call you by name, that's because I don't see your name. But good morning. Good morning. We're going to work on that so that we can see who has joined us. It is marvelous. This is a beautiful summer day. How is everybody doing this morning? Come on in and say good morning. If this is your first time joining the Winners Wednesday broadcast, welcome. I am excited to minister and to share practical tips. I am Minister Keisha McDaniel. And as you will often hear me say, God has given me an assignment for his life givers to strengthen, encourage, and empower his life givers. Those who carry life, those who nurture lives, and those who have a life of their own. Okay. And so every Wednesday, we hop on here for a midweek boost of inspiration, encouragement, empowerment for you, so that you can win in life's journey, so that you can know that you are valuable to the Most High God, that God loves you and he has a plan and a purpose for your life. And so that when you leave this devotional and when you walk into your everyday life, you're walking into a life filled with victory. You're walking into a victorious life, and you're strengthening, encouraging, and empowering others as well. And so welcome to those of you who are coming in. Welcome. Good morning. It is good to see you. It is good to have you with us. I'm going to hop on over to the other group so that I can see who has actually hopped in this morning, and I can speak to you by name as we get ready. There we go. There we go. Good morning, Denise, and good morning, Shanitha. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Reverend Nahog. Who we got? Good morning, Michelle. Who else is up here? Good morning, Lisa. Lisa Bishop. Good morning. Good morning. So as we come in, give us about 2 minutes to just greet everybody and say good morning. I'm excited to share with you on today because we are talking about embracing progress, embracing the process, embracing the process. Good morning, Pat. And so a lot of times we don't want to embrace process, but today God is going to help us with 3 things that we can know and learn to embrace his process for our life, for victorious living. And so good morning, Shannon. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so we're going to hop right on in because we have reached probably close to the 3-minute mark is where we jump right into the content. And so today we're talking about embracing process. And so we're going to look at First Peter, the first chapter and the 7th verse. First Peter, the first chapter and the 7th verse says, "These trials will show that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fire." Right? Let's start. These trials will show that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fire tests and purifies gold. There we go. Though your faith is far more precious than mere gold. So when your faith remains strong through many trials, somebody say through many trials, it will bring you much praise and glory and honor. It will bring you much praise and glory and honor on the day when Jesus is revealed to the whole world. These trials will show that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fire and purifies as fire tests and purifies gold. I can talk today. It is being tested as fire tests and purifies gold. It is being tested as fire tests, as fire purifies gold. Though your faith is far more precious than even gold. Your faith is far more precious than any precious metal. Your faith is more precious than rubies. Your faith is more precious than mere gold. So when your faith remains strong through many tests, through many trials, through many tribulation, through many a situation, it will bring you as much praise and glory and honor on the day when Jesus is revealed to the whole world. And so, listen, we're talking about embracing processes on today, and I've been sharing a couple of weeks posts on Facebook talking about process, talking about embracing process, talking about how higher purpose is always on the other side of process, talking about life situations can either make you better or make you bitter, and prayerfully we have matured enough to the point where life's processes and situations are designed to make us, we're going to accept that it is designed to make us better and not bitter. And so as we look at embracing the process of God, there are three things that I want us to walk away with today from this. Is that process, it creates growth. Process is designed for gratitude, and process is designed for glory. Growth, gratitude, glory. Growth, gratitude, and glory. And so when we look at process, we can look at King David as one of our examples. We know that David was a shepherd, that David killed Goliath, that David eventually was able to minister to Saul. I'm looking at the wrong side. That David was able to minister to Saul, and then David was processed through a whole great deal of trial and tribulation, being sought after, looked after to be killed. And then David, as he processed through those trials and tribulations, because there was a call on his life to be king, that David processed through, and God elevated him to make him king. We remember David as being the shepherd boy, tending to the sheep, tending to the flock, right? And then we also remember that David went to battle to serve his brother's food. And during that time, David was made aware of this giant, Goliath, right? And the giant represented a great or grand test or trial or force that would designed to hinder the people of God. And so David was processed from shepherd, tending to the flock or the sheep, to destroying a giant that was designed to place fear and intimidation on the people of God and keep them subdued, keep them subjected, keep them low, keep them what is the word I'm looking for? It escapes me. But we know that Goliath was designed to keep the people of God intimidated and afraid, to keep them in a place of low, to keep them in a place of fear that they would not receive the purpose or the plan that God had over their life. And so David processed from being shepherd, tending to the sheep, to bringing the head of Goliath to the king, which processed him through to a different level of position. And then it later processed him through another level where he was able to play music to keep Saul when he was going through demonic interrogation. And so that process positioned him to another level. And then later on, the process positioned him to another level as king. And so why are we talking about David and the processes? Is because I want you to understand that process is necessary to grow. Process is necessary. It is needed to prepare and to prune some things out of your life. It is needed to process and prepare and prune some of the attitudes, some of the things that we go through, some areas and where we are not fully developed. So process is designed to prune you and to prepare you for the predestined purpose that God has over your life. And so when you think about processing and growth, we have to think about alignment. How is God using this situation and this circumstance that we're in, to align us to the greater good, to align us to his purpose? What thing does God want to extract from us so that we can be further aligned with him? What area needs work and growth and development? What is it about life that is causing you discomfort in the area and the stage of the life that you're in? And so with that, you can pretty much determine the area for process. And so process is designed to grow you. It is designed to prune you. It is designed to align you to the purpose and the plan that God has for your life. Yes, it is going to be uncomfortable. It is going to have some discomfort. It is going to downright sometimes feel like it's unbearable. But if you continue to trust God, and then have a spirit and a mind and a heart of gratitude, I guarantee you, as you process through, it will become more bearable. It will become more what is the word? Words are escaping me this morning, but it's okay, because we know that as we allow God to process us, it gives us more clarity. And so growth is necessary. And it is necessary because as we allow God to process us, we have to not become upset or despondent or frustrated with the plan that God has, but instead we have to have an attitude of gratitude. And I think we talked about this sometime before, but gratitude is key in this season, especially when we are going through tests and trials. Gratitude puts us in the mind of, when I think on the goodness of Jesus and all that he's done for me, my soul can cry out hallelujah. Gratitude puts us in the mind where we may not like, or it may not feel good where we are right now, but when we think back on the things that God has brought us from, when we think back on the places that we once visited and we are no longer there, when we think back on the things that we used to do and God has matured our appetite to not even desire or need those things that we thought we could not live without, even people that we thought we could not live without, and God has processed us through so that we don't even think about that person anymore. Those are the things that we can look back on and say, God, I thank you. God, I thank you for deliverance. God, I thank you that you have healed me. God, I thank you that you brought me out of that situation. God, I thank you that I once was living here, but now, God, you have elevated me and brought me here. God, you have taken me from there to here. And now that I'm here, I am going to glorify you, give your name the praise, the glory, and the honor that it is due. I am grateful for this season of processes. I may not like it. It may not feel good. It may be it may be uncomfortable, right? But God, I thank you for this season of process, because process is taking me to progress. The process is never meant or designed for you to stay stagnant in a place. As long as you are moving, you are going somewhere. If you are staying stuck or staying stagnant or staying still, then there is no progress. But progress and process leads to progress. Process leads to progress. Okay. Yes, no, no pain, no gain. Yes, ma'am. That is just like in exercising. Those muscles that you have not used, and God knows when, once you start moving and stretching and lifting and running, the next day, you suffering a little bit, but it's not designed for you to stop. That is confirmation for me. It's not designed for you to stop going and stop growing. Be grateful for what season God has you in, because it is designed to develop where you're going. And so growth is necessary. Gratitude is necessary, and the glory of God is what is going to be revealed. It is the glory of God that is going to be revealed, because through all of this, you can look back on certain situations that you have found yourself in the past. God can turn a mess into a message, huh? Can you look back just for a moment on the things that you have found yourself in, over a situation that you may have been in and you thought was so unbearable, but that was 10 years ago, and now you in 2022, that was 12 years ago, and now you in 2022, and God has continued. He has walked with you. He has talked with you. He has carried you in your time of grief. He has healed you in your time of sickness and distress. He has ministered comfort to you during the loss of a loved one, and now you are here on today giving God glory, honor, and praise, because what he was able to do back then, he can do right now. And you can turn around and look and see that God has been faithful. And it is all because of him. It's not because of anything that we have done. It is because God has been faithful. It is because God has been loving. It is because God has given us his favor. It is because God has pushed us through. He has done it. Yes, ma'am. God has pushed us through, and our growth is on the other side of pain. Yes, ma'am, Shanita. We in the building this morning. Listen, God is faithful. He can turn a mess into a message, and he can turn a test into a testimony. I'm a witness that God can take anybody and process them through. And so we're not just moving. What we're moving to in this season is not just so that we can have houses and cars and all of the material things or better relationships. Yes, we want those things. But it is so that we can understand that as we surrender unto God, that better and best is on the other side of our surrender. It is necessary. Embracing the process is necessary for our growth. Embracing the process is necessary. We must have an attitude of gratitude as we go through. And then let us not forget that it is all for the glory of the mighty God that we serve. It is for the glory of God that we go through. And I want to encourage you this morning as we get ready to get off of here, that God doesn't just, even though he processes us and it feels uncomfortable and sometimes it feels unbearable, God does not leave our hearts behind as he processes us through what can be considered to be pain and discomfort. He doesn't leave our hearts behind as he ushers us into our destiny. He's very careful about what he knows we're able to withstand. And so we know that he will not give us more than we're able to bear, right? And so as you might be going through and you feel like, God, why me? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to my family? Why are we going through this? God, can't you see that I'm hurting? He does not leave our hearts behind. He loves us. He has a plan and a purpose for our lives. And He is very careful to carry us through and to care for us as He ushers us into our destiny, because He knows the plans that He has for us. Plans to prosper us, plans not to harm us, plans to give us a future with hope, plans to give us an expected end. God knows that He has something for you to accomplish and something for you to do that only you can do. But there are things that need to be processed in you, out of you, around you. And so today I challenge you to embrace the process, knowing that on the other side of this process, just like last week, just like last month, just like last year, just like the year before that and the year before that, we can look back over our lives and give God glory for the great and the mighty things that He has done. I love y'all, and I pray that this has been a blessing to you today. Embrace the process. It may not always be a bad process. It might just sometimes be a tedious one, but embrace it, because God knows the plans He has for you. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all very soon. I won't say I'll see y'all next week because I've got some announcements coming and I am excited about them. So we'll share a little bit more in the days to come about what God is doing and what we're going to be doing. And we'll see you really soon with another video probably, but I won't give all the tea. I won't spill all the tea. So we'll see y'all soon. Love y'all so much. Love you, Shanitha. Love y'all so much. Have a great rest of the day. And remember, as life givers, we are going to go forth. We're going to encourage, we're going to strengthen and empower someone else, because as life givers, we dare not tear down or destroy the very things or people that God has designed us to protect. Love y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.